Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new season of No Tippy Tappy Football. And we are brought to you now by BOYLE Sports. And we'll have some great offers every episode for our listeners and our viewers. So, first one up for you. New customers can bet £10 and get £30 in free bets, plus a £10 casino offer. And the link is in the episode description. And if you already have a BOYLE Sport account, you can get a brilliant 50% bet builder bonus for our fixture in focus this week. More on that to come later, and that is a serious tongue twister. So to claim either offer, you have to be 18 plus, terms and conditions apply, and always please make sure that you gamble responsibly. So welcome back. Hi, Sam.
Nat, how's the summer been?
It's been lovely, but I've missed you.
I've missed you too. I've missed everybody. I know you don't know who that is behind the scenes, but all the staff here that is set up in the new studio we can see.
And do you like, if you're listening to us, you
like
can't
it.
see.
I do like it. But,
new studio.
You know, I think that I sort of shocked the lads a bit this morning because Will said to tell the lads it's rubbish. So I came in with a big sour face, you know, which I can pull off often, so the wife says, and said, "What are you doing? What are we doing here? I'm not doing anything from here. I'm going. I'm seeing you." Off you go. Well, if you'd have seen the face and the shock, it was like quite funny anyway. So a bit of fun to start with, and looking forward to our podcast again. All our followers, subscribers, please. Hope you see this season as good as last, even not better, which we hope it will be. And of course, BOYLE Sports, thank you very much. Connected because of my West Ham connections. They're sponsoring West Ham, which is exceptional. It's exceptionally good for them and for us. Great club, brilliant location, and we look forward to working with them all season this season.
Do I have to be a West Ham fan now then?
Yes. Especially when you're here.
So, go Hammers!
I am a big West Ham. There's 4 fantastic years I had there, and just proud that and pleased that they've been thriving in the Premiership since I took them there in 2011, 12, I think it was. Left in 2015, and in the new stadium now, and still striving forward to get better and better. Of course, Moyes, he was the big one when he won the Euros, and I think that they were hoping for good things this season.
Good things for West Ham.
Good things for West Ham. Good things for us, and we're looking forward to the partnership.
We are. So thank you, and welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you, very big welcome if you are just joining us in our brand new studio. So, Sam, who is your first guest for the new season?
Well, they're very pleased to have him back, and I think that he's, you know, recognisable for everybody. It's a big welcome to Chris. Chris, thank you very much for travelling up this morning and doing our first podcast of the season.
Yep, thank you, Sam. It's
lovely to see you, looking so well.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It was a year ago. It was last summer I came in the cramped studios, but I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I'm impressed. I really am.
Chris, I've got to tell you, last time you were on, we didn't talk about Ted Lasso because I hadn't watched it.
Ted Lasso.
You said to me this was the first interview you'd ever done where they hadn't asked you about Ted Lasso. Well, I have to tell you now that last summer after that, I watched every single episode back to back. I'm thoroughly and completely obsessed with it. Now, no wonder everybody asked you about it. Yeah. Are you in the new one?
I don't know.
They left you hanging, have they?
I have. I've got a feeling I won't be, because I'm hearing on the grapevine that it's a women's team that he's going to coach. And I think it might be in America because he went home at the end. So it makes sense. And I've been told that a lot of the Jamie Tart, Sam Obasinya, they're not going to be in it. So they may be moving on for season 4, which is a shame. The rumour is I'm being replaced by Denzel Washington, so you know,
similar.
I can't argue.
You can't argue with that.
Absolutely. Well, that was a bit of fun to start the podcast because I feel like it's only going to go down from here, Chris. Because of course we need to talk about Sheffield Wednesday.
Do we?
Chris.
Yes, on the tip of your tongue.
So when we were here last summer, all the questions we were getting from fans were: Is he coming back? Is Chris coming back? Is Chris coming? And then when you went back last year, they were all so happy. Obviously, this summer that you and Danny Rohl have both left. I'm just going to set the scene for anybody that's been under a football rock over the summer. Sheffield Wednesday are in a torrid state at the minute. Multiple months of unpaid wages for staff and for players. Multiple EFL sanctions. Currently banned from signing players for transfer fees. Key players such as Josh Windass, Michael Smith, were able to leave on a free. The North Stand is pretty much being condemned. They're not allowed to open it. 9,000 seats. And I mean, I read online as well, that was the disabled section. Fans have no idea what's happening with their seats, their season tickets. They have 15 senior professionals, which includes Chalobah, who's got a long-term injury, and obviously Barry Bannon, who's now suspended after he got sent off as well.
Yeah.
Chris, my heart goes out to the Sheffield Wednesday fans. You said on another podcast recently that there is just no structure between the manager and the owner. How are you? How are you after what you've been through?
Well, before we get into that, I've got to say, first off, I'm full of admiration for the people that are still there.
Yeah.
The players,
yes,
the staff, and the supporters, because you got to remember, a lot of Sheffield Wednesday fans and football fans in general follow that club from years back, and it runs through the families, and you go there with your dad or your uncle or granddad, and it's part of your life. It's part of the community, part of your life. And those people there have gone through the mill, and they're still there. And I'm full of admiration for the Leicester game, the protest and what they did. That actually has really put it on the map for everyone. Everyone's been reading about it and everyone's seen it, but actually seeing those fans stay away from the game for 5 minutes before coming in, they actually missed the goal, some of them, because enough is enough, because the owner's been there 10 years. There's been no investment really into the community, not into the training centre, not into the stadium. But they keep turning up. It's a captive audience. I get that. They want to support the team. But I'm full of admiration for how they're handling such a unique situation, Sam.
Yes, absolutely.
We've seen it before at clubs, but maybe not to this extent. We've seen clubs go into administration, but this has really been, I think, a one-off. I don't think any other club's been in this sort of state at the start of a season, let alone, during the season, at the start of a season. So
Bolton came close.
Yeah, close, but
came
not
really close,
to where they are.
But it's only 2 daes before they got shut down like Bury.
Right. Yeah.
And due to the previous owner, which was Ken Anderson,
Yeah.
sadly, and that was a touch and go situation.
Anderson,
and so this is, and of course, both have got massive histories.
Yeah.
In terms of not like, Bury's a great football club and it's always going to struggle financially. So when we see the Premier League and all this money that's being given out on transfer and wages, and we see all the glory, and then you see the fact that clubs like Sheffield Wednesday are being shut down, as well as another club I'll mention, because obviously it's such a small club, which is Morecambe.
Yeah.
In the same way, it's sad to see that it costs the fans and the community so much. People do not realise what a football club does to their town or their city.
Yeah, definitely.
They just don't realise it. When we were at the Heights of Bolton, and somebody did a calculation, I think it was the chairman along with the council. This is back in 2005, 2006, when we were successful, that it brought an extra 25, 30 million into the town in terms of revenue. So in relating to, you are a Premier League club and you're doing well and everybody knows it on the map, and it's had this distinctive name, the Reebok, and what it means to the fans, because they get taken under this eye.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
And my nephew still, and all his kids, and all my grandkids all go to Bolton Wanderers. You know what I mean? So it's a great shame that Sheffield Wednesday, such a big club, are in that situation yet again. And we hope that somebody comes along with the right. It's all about the infrastructure, which is obviously, you wouldn't have seen an infrastructure that was ever going to work. And in fact, there probably wasn't one.
Well, there isn't one. No, and that's always been a major issue, not only for when we were there, but previous managers. There's no infrastructure. The owner's been there 10 years now, and there was initially a CEO, but then and he was actually a CEO at West Ham when I was a player. Paul Aldridge, gone. Catrimiero, who I worked with at Charlton, it's funny, I worked with, gone, and hasn't been a CEO there for a number of years. No sporting director, no board of directors. So
who are the players dealing, like, who's the manager dealing with on a day-to-day basis?
the owner. That's it.
And he's where? Thailand?
Normally, yeah. Sometimes he came over. Club secretary, she's really good, but
Limited.
There's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can, and they had no one to really support them and communicate. And that's the big issue for me. Is the last statement, I believe, from the owner was a couple of months ago, and all this turmoil is going on, and no one can speak to anyone about it. Whether it's good or bad news, you still want to know exactly what's going on.
Well, certainly the fans do, don't they? Communicate with the fans,
without a doubt.
See where you're going. Like,
but there's no one to communicate with. So how do you work? How do you work? That's why I keep saying the admiration I've got for them, and obviously I know all of them because I was there until the end of June, is where do they go from here? What does the future look like? How do they know they're going to get paid? They've sold a couple of players. Undervalue, definitely. The young boy has gone to Rangers, Gassama, exceptional player. Sold to pay the wages. Another player went. There's the young goalkeeper, Pierce Charles, I think is another asset who might go. They've had money from the Premier League, their share. Mm-hmm. So they've been able to just settle a few debts. But if it's not sold and he's not funding it, how do you carry on? I don't know.
Is it a case of he's had offers, but he's turned them all down because it's not what he really
Apparently
wants?
so.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
I'm led to believe he's put in 90 to 100 million over the 10 years, which, again, the way football's structured, Sam, owners put in money. Now, there comes a point where if the tap's turned off, what happens then? If the club's not self-sufficient or they don't have enough revenue, what happens then? And it happens a lot in the Championship.
Yeah.
They're all running at a loss. All of them.
Yeah.
So actually, now, what's next? What is next for that historic football club? What's next?
What sort of triggered the breakdown in the relationship between Danny and I presume he was dealing directly with the owner then?
Yeah.
You know what happened?
Not really. I think looking over the years, every manager has fallen out with the owner for whatever reason. When Danny went in, the first season, we managed to keep the team in the Championship. Then last year, mid-table, and we just felt there was a point we could have pushed on. Third lowest budget in the league. Finished 12th. We actually could have finished higher, no doubt. And just a breakdown in, a relationship between the two of them. And it couldn't carry on. It just couldn't carry on. And talented manager, talented, no doubt, understands the game, really bought into the football club and what we're trying to do. Was nearly poached midway through the season by Southampton, didn't happen. And that wasn't great for the synergy for everyone. But we got back on it, started to win a few games again. But you could see that it just wasn't going to carry on. But as we know, Danny had a couple of years left on his contract, where all the staff, 6 of us, our contracts ended in June. And we had no communication on whether we're staying or going. But I think once people saw that Danny might be moving on, then the rest of the staff, we weren't extended. That's it, move on, which is fine. You
know what's coming then, don't you?
Of course.
You know well before the end what's going to happen. So, but we just hope that the football club survives.
On Sheffield Wednesday, we had loads of questions, Chris. We asked, as we always do, Sam, we ask our listeners and our followers to send in questions for our guests. Kieran has asked, would you consider a return to the club under the new manager Henrik Pedersen if the club had new owners?
Well, Henrik came in with Danny. Really
This
good
is
guy.
not Henrik
got to know him.
Pedersen that played for me, is it?
No, it's not. And some people think it is.
How's Henrik Pedersen?
Let's just make that clear.
Henrik
Yeah.
Pedersen sold his pub in Denmark and gone to Sheffield Wednesday.
He is Danish.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, and he's seen it as an opportunity to manage in this country, because he was out of contract as well. I don't know how it transpired that he's ended up being a manager, but he's a good guy. He might have his own ideas on what he wants to do in the future, but we'll see. I might be doing something else when that time comes around, if it does. But I wish him well, because it's not exactly the easiest job to walk into at the moment. But they're doing well. They're doing as well as they can, I should say.
Lots of questions, people asking if you're going to go with Danny Rohl if he gets a new job.
Oh, that's a good question.
That's up to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because, it depends on where it is, what he's doing, what he thinks he might do. Where I'm at that present time, he's good.
We're good to get you another job. Come on, Nata, you must have done the figures.
We haven't
keep me up with the
updated
figures. Keep me updated with the figures.
For next episode, we'll update the figures, because there must have been some over the summer that we've missed. We have a really good record of people being on the show. Well, you know that from last year, because you're on the list.
I went back. Yeah,
you went back, so we counted that on our list.
You might as well. Yeah. But Danny's, I think he'll do well over here again. I think he's well suited to the game in England. By rights, should still be there. Really should still be there. The club was exactly where he wanted it. The fans bought into it, and there was the natural progression. We just stayed up, then we got mid-table. We started to bring a few players in. It should have just carried on. But for whatever reason, a whole host of reasons, he's moved on, which, I suppose in the long term for him was the best thing.
There was also, just to tell you, so many comments more than questions, so many comments from people thanking you for your time at Sheffield Wednesday. Lots of love from the Sheffield Wednesday fans. I mean, 20 months you had there. Was it a special time for you? It
felt more like 10 years than 20 months, I've got to say at times. But great city.
Yeah.
Even the red half, because I used to get the train a lot, would talk to me on the tram or in the streets and say,
"Welcome to up north, mate."
Man, welcome to Sheffield, but you backed the wrong horse.
You don't get a good morning down in London. You open the door for somebody to just walk through.
I'm a Midlander now.
I know he is, yes.
But
you've lost that London accent as well a bit. You know what I mean?
A little bit, not much, but great football club, historic. The support just blew me away, and even when they played Leicester recently, they sell out everywhere they go. They pay the top prices at home, which is another reason that things aren't great for them, because the stadium is not fit for purpose really. But they turn up, and it's just a club that grabbed me. It got me, and people are brilliant. And I really admire the spirit and what they are and what they've gone through and what they're going through. But yeah, I look back on it with real fondness, because I bought into them a bit, and I had a bit of a rapport with them, and with the players, some good players there. Liam Palmer, Barry Bannon, been there a long time. A lot of the staff have been there, as you know, Sam. A lot of the stuff don't change, behind the scenes. The people that work in the kit department and work, Danny's PA, Debbie, they've been there for years. Seen loads of managers and people, but they stay because they love the place. It's part of them and part of their families. So, I'm looking forward to going back there, maybe with another team. But even if I don't, just go for a game. It's a special place, but I hope they pull through. I'm sure they will.
Yeah. We send lots of love to everybody at Sheffield Wednesday and to Morecambe as well.
Yeah, well,
absolutely.
Yeah,
let's keep our fingers crossed. We don't want anybody sort of going out of business. But it just goes down to just to finish on this about planning. You can't just keep going from one season to the next, to the next, to the next. There's so many clubs I've been at that just lived on year to year and not build the programme for 2, 3, 5 years. And we all know what it's boiled down to by the success of football clubs now, like Bournemouth. They're becoming on new kids on the block for buying and selling. Can't last forever, but certainly while it's in Brighton, of course, who've been the masters now, and of course Brentford. But I fear for Keith.
Quickly, before we do move on, just wanted to bring up Alexander Isak, which probably seems like a strange connection, but to hear you talking about the Sheffield Wednesday, the staff that are not getting paid, the normal people with mortgages, the players that are not getting paid, and they're still turning in day out, trying to keep the club afloat, the supporters still supporting them, the players giving everything they did at Leicester. And then you've got Alexander Isak on God knows how much money. And I know that's not really relevant, but it also is. And he's saying he's going to refuse to play for Newcastle. Sam, it blows my mind.
Over to Sam on this one.
Well, I mean, a Wizard, Brentford's doing the same, is he? Have I pronounced that right?
Wissa.
Wissa at Brentford,
He's doing the same, isn't he? Because Newcastle want him, don't they? So
you think going back for Isak?
I think Isak's going Liverpool.
Yeah,
I do.
You got to do it.
Yeah, for him to do that, allegedly, he's going because they're not going to keep him. You can't do that these days. Not going to keep him, say, right in the reserves. Those days are over. He's going Liverpool.
Oh, I hope they stand firm.
There's one.
Then you've got a player you're not going to play who would be great for you, unless he says, actually, I didn't say it.
Yeah, he'll have to play. He's not going to sit out.
Well, he says he is. At the moment, he said, I'm not going to play for you again. Allegedly. I keep saying that.
Who was the Leeds player that we had this with last season? When they went down, he said he wanted to leave. And now he went Willie Nonto.
Yeah, Nonto, yeah.
And then he crawled back and he thrived.
I
want them to hold firm.
It would be good.
I also don't want Liverpool to get him.
But I think if Liverpool get him, that's it. League's all over.
Shame on you, Alexander Isak, if it's true.
Something somewhere in the rules. It's a 3-year contract he's still got left, not just a 1 year.
Yeah.
Because if you've only got a 1 year contract, Liverpool wouldn't be offering what they're offering.
No.
So so the value of the player is not only in his football, but in the length of his contract.
Yeah.
And if you let him get to the last year, you've wasted your time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if they want to shift this, I don't like saying it, but it's true. There's too much power on the player and the agent side.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's so far gone now. I don't know how they're going to rectify.
I think you're right. There is a way back. If Newcastle might say to him, give us a year. We've seen it before, Ronaldo with Sir Alex. Give us a year. You can go next summer. That gives them time to get a replacement because at the moment they've missed out on Sesko. Yeah. They've missed out on one or two others, BOYLE, and it will give them time to get a replacement. If they can't get a replacement now and he goes, what do they do? Yeah. They might get Wissa, Callum Wilson's gone, and all of a sudden they're getting players they might not necessarily want. Or they say to him, no, you're staying. That's it. But I think
they ain't got those players for exactly what I said because the club's asking for so much more than the actual, in their terms, is the value of the player than what they could have gone in for before. And that's the merry-go-round that you're faced with. When we talk about Isak stays, scores the winner. It's all gone, finished.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Football fans are fickle.
Newcastle fans are ringing up on TalkSport and I'm coming in. Is this, is that, the other. Yeah. He goes on the pitch, he scores the winner. It's forgiven.
Player.
You know what I mean?
Did it with Carlos Tevez when he was at City.
We have to try and change something, in my opinion. Certainly with the sort of money that's bandied about. What about one big owner who's got big enough, I can't say the word because it's not usual now, begins with B, big enough B's to go, I'm going to destroy your career. What about that?
Yeah.
Sit there and rot.
Right.
Let's talk about the football.
Yes,
problem.
right.
Not the downside of it.
Yes.
The downside of Sheffield Wednesday, Isak,
Right, let's move on because although we have a new studio for people watching on YouTube, we have the same whiteboard. So we're going to bring that in now. The whiteboard is in, and I have asked Chris and Sam to do a combined Premier League 1 to 20, roughly 1 to 20.
We could have spent another hour on this now.
Oh, there was a lot of discussion. So we've grouped them. Who's going to win? Who's going to get into Europe? Relegation at the bottom, and then in sort of the middle, we've gone mid-table and bottom half, and we've kind of done it 1 to 20, but I'm going to get the thoughts now of both Chris and Sam, and there was a lot of debate. So let's just go straight to the top of the table and go for champions. And Chris, you immediately said Liverpool. Sam, you debated it for a bit though,
Well, only because it's really, really hard doing back-to-backs. You know, I mean, back-to-back Premier League wins is tough. You know what I mean? So, but in all fairness, I've still stuck with it because if this with the players that they signed, I mean, we have to remember they only signed one player last year. But complacency and can set in. You know, every manager has to look at it and watch it and see where they're going. But with the one, if they pull off Isak, I think he's probably right. But just that nagging feeling in the back of the head, back-to-backs is not done that often.
Yeah.
But if they make more signings as well, Chris.
If they get Isak and Mark Gay, they're definitely going to do it. But I think City have gone under the radar a little bit. And Arsenal have been second, last 3 seasons? They've got their number 9 now. So, yeah, they're going to be up there again for sure.
And they've got the defence.
Yeah.
The clean sheet ratio gives them a great chance if they get the goals at the other end.
Yeah.
So if not Liverpool, who would you have gone for?
Arsenal this time because he's under the cosh.
Okay.
And the players know that this is the big one this year.
Yeah.
Because as good a manager as he has been, there's not enough trophies.
No.
And the trophy is the Premier League.
Okay, so we've got Liverpool, and then in the European places, I noticed we've gone back to like a traditional big 6 again. City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, United. Is there any bias in this at all from you, Chris, popping Spurs in there?
Yeah, I'm
just
trying
a
to get
little
him
bit, yeah.
Smack me hand
Sam
off
tried to get it out, yeah.
You could get off.
I think United, because of no European football, and they have to do something. They really have to do something big next season. Spurs under Thomas Frank, I think there will be a change. But how they handle Champions League, and Thomas has never managed in the Champions League, so that will be intriguing. But for sure, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, they'll be gunning for top places. They've got European football. But yeah, I just think because the other teams haven't really strengthened, I think they might pull it off and do a lot better than last year.
Well, my basis is leaving Tottenham there because if Newcastle lose Isak, I think that's and they're playing in the Champions League, it's going to have an effect on the squad.
Yeah,
don't think it's quite got the strength and depth for the Champions League and the Premier League. I also think Man United will be up there because they have no European football. So the preparation, which the manager's going on about, can be better than lots of other people's teams who are actually playing in European football that season. So I see them making a bigger and better effort this season.
Right, so that is our top 6. I think Chelsea are going to finish above Arsenal, by the way.
Yeah.
Right, then let's go to the bottom end.
Why have you
now.
put Man City second then?
I think City will finish second, but I think we're going to win some
You
trophies.
didn't have a choice though, so you just had an opinion.
I know, yeah, it's not my opinion. I'm just the presenter. Okay, relegation. Right, let's go down to relegation, then we'll do the kind of mid-table bottom half, because this was hard. You didn't want to do it, Chris.
No.
You didn't want to do it, but we forced him. Can I just tell you, we forced him. So we've got Leeds,
I didn't want Leeds,
Brentford, Burnley.
No.
Right, are we all just saying, thanks, Burnley? Cheers. Thanks a lot, Burnley. Thanks for taking part.
Well, if for the want of my 4 games at Leeds, I still don't want them to be down there. No chance. But looking at the Leeds fans, if you're listening to me now, it's only based on, I think the strengthening of the squad doesn't appear to be big enough. But the only thing I think you can look at is the fact that other teams have weakened this season more than they were last season by the players they've sold. So it gives you a better chance than any promoted club this year might have a little better chance by how many big players we've lost from the smaller clubs.
From Brentford, from Bournemouth, from Wolves.
Brighton, Wolves, replacing those and, get up could be a telling factor. But looking at the promoted team spending, if you say you've signed 11, wrong. Sign 6 for the same price because the quality is better. It's not about the numbers, it's about the quality. If you're going to go for 11, don't do 11, do 6. Put the money higher, put the wages higher, and do the 6 instead of the 11.
Okay.
And that's the mistake you made when you do 11.
But they'd be ecstatic, Sunderland, if they finish there.
Oh.
Let me tell you, if they finish 17th.
Snap your hand off right now.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's very easy to say Burnley, Sunderland, Leeds, and that's why I wanted it to be more of a relegation battle, because I think unless Bournemouth, who, to be fair, their recruitment has been outstanding, but they've sold 3 of the back 4.
4 now, another one gone today.
So,
really?
Yeah.
So to replace them at the level, it's going to be difficult. I'm sure they've got plans in place, no doubt. I think Everton will be around there. They'll be fine. They were a strong team last year. Fulham haven't really added. It's quite intriguing. Fulham, who were strong last year, haven't really added. Brentford, everyone wants Keith to do well. I do. But they've lost some key players and they've lost the most important ingredient, Thomas Frank.
Yeah. Definitely.
But he's been under Thomas Frank and Smodger was great bringing Thomas Frank in. And he was doing really, really well before he went to Villa. And so that's the emphasis on seeing the process. So, it took him a long time to get up. But they had faith in Thomas Frank. Was it 4 seasons after Smodger left?
Yeah, it could even be longer.
Yeah, before he got him up.
Yeah.
And they were the club that would buy a great player and sell him and get in the playoffs and not get up, and then eventually they got up and they've gone on from there. So Thomas Frank, and Dean Smith were a great combination, and they saw the fact that Thomas Frank could take over from Dean. Dean went to Villa, did an unbelievable job, and then I can say it, shit on by Villa, like you mean. It's like for some reason they couldn't wait to get rid of him after he lost key players, Jack Grealish. Jack was probably 40% of Villa at the time, attacking wise. So Keith has a big job on.
He does.
With Thomas Frank goes up with less expectation and succeeds. Keith's got great big expectation by the Brentford fans now, which is going to make it very difficult. And the loss of players.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm desperate for one of the promoted teams to stay up.
Yeah.
We can't keep having the bounce up and down. It's not good for the pyramid.
We've never had it. It's a week.
Yeah.
It's about this. Let other teams off the hook.
Yeah, completely agree. And then we're looking in the kind of the mid-table section. Now, I'm guessing Villa is because of Europe. Newcastle is because if they lose Isak.
And European Champions League.
And Europe. And then I'm guessing your Forest and your Palace mid-table is because of the Europe as well.
Because they're in Europe, and I have to handle playing sort of Thursday, Sunday, which I haven't done. Palace's squad is not big. It's not big.
Talented though.
It is, but I have to add to it. Do they rest? Like Chelsea navigated that competition last year, Conference League, because they had 2 squads.
Yeah, Cole Palmer wasn't even in the first squad, was he? This is our top 20 combined, debated. Chris isn't happy, Sam isn't happy, I'm not happy, but it is what it is.
We could go on forever and never get it right. We're not going to get it right anyway. What I hope we do is to get the top right and to get the bottom 3 right. That would be nice for a change.
Not for those 3 clubs, but
not for those
for me. Yeah. Okay, great. And BOYLE Sports have an early payout offer on the Premier League winner if anyone goes 12 points clear. This offer expires Friday the 15th of August when the league starts, and obviously it's 18 plus, T's and C's apply, and as always, gamble responsible. So we have a new feature for this season on No Tippy Tappy Football, and it is called Fixture in Focus.
You did that very well.
Thank you very much. So this week we're looking at 2 of Sam's former clubs and 1 of Chris's. So it's Sunderland versus West Ham this weekend. So some of the headlines: Granit Xhaka back in the Premier League with Sunderland. West Ham have signed Mads Hermansson from Leicester. El Hadj Malik Diouf, one to watch for his assists at West Ham. Left wing back, I believe.
Yep.
Kyle Walker-Peters and Callum Wilson are giving them experienced options as well. So, Sam, hit me with your prediction for the game, Sunderland-West Ham.
Ooh.
The fans will be absolutely delighted at Sunderland. I mean, when you're fighting relegation all year and you get 42,000 supporting you, and you're hardly winning it until the end, to the last, well, I don't know, it's 10, 11 games. They only need to see you trying, and they'll get behind you. And then they see a bit of quality, which we brought in, and which we end up saving. So, and they'll be so excited to start with. But I don't think Sunderland have got a big task. I think they've got a big task because via the playoffs, and probably unexpected last season, the quality of the squad is the big key element for the manager and what they've brought in and how much they've spent. So if they haven't spent enough on the right players, then it's going to be a real struggle. So what they need against West Ham is they need the euphoria to carry over from the playoffs. And take that into the start of the season and just go for it.
Xhaka knows the Premier League.
Yeah.
Dingra from Brighton knows the Premier League. But like you said, Sam, if they've got the momentum from last year and they pick up a win early on, because players, when they come into the Premier League, they doubt if they're good enough.
Yeah.
And as soon as they get a result, they think, actually, I'm meant to be here. So I think that's important for Sunderland. New team, new players. They need to gel quickly. The fans will be behind them, no doubt.
Oh, no doubt.
But they're playing against a team who need to get going in West Ham. They need to get going.
It's wonderful for the northeast of this Newcastle and Sunderland again.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, I mean, it is a unique area. Good luck to them, and wish them all the very best. But on
You
the
can
other
draw,
hand,
Chris. Draw. Sam?
yes, I'll go for a draw because I'm a bit unsure about Graham. It's going to big season for him to get West Ham where Moisey got him. You know, and I think he needs to start well.
So, what score are you? What are you going to win?
I'm going with a draw.
A draw. 2 draw. Oh, you fence sitters for the first game.
I'll go with a 2-2. There you go.
Always
So
give-
it'll be entertaining.
Do you want it to change then?
No,
No?
I would
No.
never ask you to change,
Sure.
Chris.
Yeah,
never.
thank you.
So thank you to our partners, BOYLE Sport. You can get a 50% boost on your bet builder winnings
we
for
should
the return.
want West Ham to win because we're sponsored by BOYLE Sports.
Yeah, I'll change then. 2-1 West Ham.
Hey! Okay, I'm now going to ask you to rank some of the signings that have been made in the Premier League
What,
this
1 to
summer.
10?
So no, out of 10.
Out of 10.
Your
10.
rating out of 10. So it looks like it's happened. By the time you listen to this, it probably will have happened. Jack Grealish to Everton out of 10.
A good solid 7 at the moment because it's good for Jack. You know, a really good player. He needs to get playing again. Needs to play with a smile on his face. He needs to be free. He needs to go to somewhere where he's going to be playing regularly. So a good 7. But I think if it goes right for him, and I think it will under David, that'd be an 8 or a 9 during the season for sure. But at the moment, 7.
Sam?
I'm a 9. I know Moisey and I watched Jack play football for a long period of time, which is his life, and he can't wait to just go and play football. And I think that he doesn't have to move. You know, he'll be living in Cheshire. He can just nip down the road, so he can be comfortable. The players at Everton can look forward to somebody who can give you the breather that you need when it's frantic. because he can get the ball and go from his own 18-yard box to the opposition and don't need anybody else. And then, of course, his assists and his opening up for tight defences is very good. There's still a lack of one thing is goals, but he can create an opportunities for the players because Jack's going to get the ball and there'll be 2 or 3 around him. And I think that if he goes and shows exactly what he is or what he has been, then it's good for Everton and it's good for him to make that move permanent. And in the new stadium.
Oh, of course, yeah. Him and Ndai, 2 top players.
Yeah.
And be exciting to see.
Lots of love to Jack. Lots of love
absolutely.
to Jack. I hope it works out so well for him. Okay, Noni Madueke to Arsenal out of 10.
I said 7. I think I might be 7 again because I think it's a good move with regards to they played Saka too much last year. And invariably he gets kicked because 1v1, he beats players, he attracts the fouls. And I think they'll be able to manage Saka better, playing the bigger games. Madueke might play in the Premier League when they're saving Saka for the Champions League and vice versa. So I think it's a decent squad signing. I don't think he'll play regularly, but I think he'll get enough game time to rest Saka and still have enough quality to beat whoever they're playing.
7, Sam?
Yeah, I go with that.
Right, Mateus Cunha to Manchester United.
Oh, that's a 9.
Nearly
a 10.
No!
Yeah, I mean, he's some player.
And what he's got to do is control his goddamn temper.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
If he controls
I'm talking about the football here. I'm not getting involved in that.
If he controls his goddamn temper, Man United have seen a centre forward they haven't seen for a long, long time if he hits the ground running like he did at Wolves.
Yeah, he's some player. He's a good 9.
And it's
Could be a 10.
They've been crying out for that for...
9 or 10, Sam?
I'm going to go an 8 because of his temperament.
I live in the hope that we've just heard this all before with Man United. We've heard this a few times about players and then they go there. And...
He's a 9.
Okay.
No doubt.
Anthony Elanga to Newcastle.
Oh. You know, I was surprised that Forest let him go because I thought he was a real vital cog in what they were doing, especially how the way they played. Maybe they're changing this year. There's rumours that they might change the style, but it worked so well from last year with him, Hudson-Odoi, Gibbs-White, and then Chris Wood banging in the goals. So surprised, but I suppose, again, what Sam was on about economically, bringing in good money, they've replaced him with someone cheaper, so they've brought money in. I think it's an 8, because I think the Newcastle fans will like him. Full of pace. Has to get in the team, by the way, because they got Gordon. Jacob Murphy, for me, a real unsung hero.
Oh, he came on 10, 20% last year. Didn't he?
So he's going to have to get in the team, unless at the moment they might move Gordon down the middle because of Isak and what's going on. Play Elanga, but good signing. Solid 8 for me.
Solid 8. Sam?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm and Chris is surprised that Forest let him go. I'm just picking up on your change of style. Why should Forest change the style?
Yeah.
Is it the old rubbish again? I nearly said something a bit stronger than that then. Is it that we can't play this counter-attacking football anymore?
No, there's
and
talk
have
that he might change.
Less possession than the opposition. Yeah. But has somebody told him that, like the owner, and said we don't want to play like... we're getting criticised because we're having
not
less
the Forest
possession.
owner telling anyone anything. No.
No, you wouldn't think that, would you? No, but yeah, good signing. Good signing. And pace and power and goals, assists.
What are you giving him? Out of 10?
8.
8, okay. Right, and the last one I've got for you, Ryan Aït-Nouri to Manchester City.
Do you want me to take this one? Because I love this player.
Me too!
Because I played left back. I think he's one of, if not the best left back in the division. I do.
Well,
I do.
The only one thing I'd question is that left backs, luckily today, don't have to defend. That's how lucky he is. Because as a forward, I mean, I think he could play him in other positions.
Yeah.
Attacking wise.
Yeah. Like him and Doku in the summer.
He gets a ball and runs off and goes. But But you don't need to defend as a fullback these days much, do you?
Especially at City. I just think they've been crying out for this sort of left back for years.
Chris, we have not
years.
had.
but the
I
left
cannot
back-
remember. I'd have to go back to think about the last time we had a good left back.
But he was
Terry
what do you
Phelan,
mean?
full power.
What do you mean last year, the year before last, the lad you bought from
Cancelo.
Yeah,
who played
but he
every
was
week.
more a right back, but he played on the left, and then what's his
He
name?
was
Guardiola.
outstanding. He popped up and
Oh,
scored a goal.
Vardiol.
But he's a centre-back.
He's a centre-back.
But
Is he big enough?
did a great job.
He's huge. Oh, he's a great
He's
centre-back,
an
Sam.
excellent centre-back with his
Oh,
ability.
yeah.
Yeah, you know,
You can't
so
play a centre-back with that ability.
No.
Mind you,
Oh,
you
he
can't
is a
repair.
centre. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But they've got an out-and-out left back. He's a 9. all
I
day.
like it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
I'll give
Chris.
him a 9.
Yeah,
He always
Really
was my
good player.
team, by the way, when I was a kid. So it'd be sad to see him leaving.
Yes, I'm so excited by him. Okay, finally, I've got 3
So
players for you.
You can't ignore ignoring. Sad that, wasn't it?
and I'm laughing.
You are laughing, Chris. Okay,
that's my
I've got
joke of the
3
day.
players for you, and I want you to pop them in the following categories. The
Yeah.
players are Gorkarez,
Mm.
João Pedro, and Hugo. I cannot say his name. Ekitike. Ekitike?
Stop playing
Yeah.
your airway,
Ekitike.
do you?
Is
It's helping her, it's helping her.
Ekitike, are we all having that pronunciation? Got there in the end. Okay, right. So that's who you've got. Now, here's your categories. On fire, on the fence, or on the bench. Woohoo! Okay. Gorkarez,
that's so
Pedro, and the
unfair.
other one. Okay.
So unfair, but on fire, I'll go with straight away because I think it's quite easy. It's got to be João Pedro
So, Pedro.
because he's played in the Premier League. Obviously, been at Watford, Brighton. He's already scored goals for Chelsea, and he knows the league. So it's quite
Easier
easy
to fit in,
put him,
yeah.
straight away.
Yeah.
And he looks like the missing, him, Liam Delap, already sort of what Chelsea have needed.
Yeah.
So I can put him straight away on fire.
Okay.
As for the other two,
Okay. On the fence, on the bench.
On the fence. I'm going with Chris.
On the fence.
yeah.
For which one, Gorkarez or Ekitike?
Ekitike.
I think Gyökeres.
On the fence?
Yeah. Even though he is a good player. Scored a lot of goals last year. I know in the
Yeah.
Portuguese league, but scored a lot of goals in the Champions League. Brilliant record. Maybe finally Arsenal have got the 9 they've always wanted. Maybe. Quick,
Yeah.
good goal scorer. And I think Ekitike.
Ekitike.
Hugo.
Hugo.
Hugo. Because he hasn't played here.
Yeah.
Wonderful talent. But we haven't seen him in the Premier League yet. We've seen him for Eintracht, seen him in the Europa League. So that's the only reason why.
Yeah, fair.
Because you've put me under pressure
Fair.
to do it.
I think
Thanks, Chris.
the hardest thing for a player to succeed in the Premier League is centre forward, coming from abroad straight away.
Pace.
Irrespective of the goals they've scored in the leagues. You know, when they come from Italy, Spain, Germany, it's not easy.
No.
You know, so it's always a bit of a chance whether you can or you can't. And
Is that pace, physicality?
Yeah, physicality.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different.
Strength
It
of
is
the
different.
defenders they're playing against. It's just not. I mean, when you see Harry, 34, is it now 33, going to Germany and scoring 40 goals every year, shows you the difference between the German level and the Premier League level.
Okay.
You know, that's just my opinion looking at it. And I've had, leading goal scorers from Turkey and Portugal and even Mexico and Bolton. They just couldn't cope.
Yeah.
So you going with Chris then on the fire, fence,
Yeah.
and bench? Okay.
Yeah. So, but when they can, they become so much more valuable.
Should we all try and say Ekitike?
Ekitike.
For the one last time. Is that right? We're pronouncing it right?
Ekitike.
Yeah, we're looking off and we're getting
Sounded right.
He scored a
Sounds
great
all
goal
right.
though
Yeah.
in the Community Shield. Scored
Yeah.
a good goal, and I
Yeah.
thought, actually, there's a lot to like. Interesting.
So there we go, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for the first No Tippy Tappy Football of the new season. Shout out to BOYLE Sports. Without them, this would not be happening. We appreciate it. Remember, you subscribe to the pod and also feel free to claim the sign-up bonus with BOYLE Sport, which is in the episode description. Obviously, 18 plus T&Cs apply. Please gamble responsibly. We will be back next week. Chris, we so appreciate your time. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
To see you.
Cheers.
Thank you very much. And hopefully we'll be as good at getting you a job as we have a lot of. And the last time you came on, so it wasn't long after that.
I'll see you next summer then.
I hope the job is that you tell us you on Ted Lasso. So, and thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week. We've got, can I say the guest that we've got next week? Am I allowed? Sean Dyche is joining the pod next week. We'll see you then.